Heaven and Hell by E.A. Wallis Budge. Volume 3 is the contents of the books of the other world described and compared. Chapter 13 is Ninth Division of the Tuat. Now I should have ended with the defeat of this monster is nearly complete. Now that he's been removed from the path of Yafu Ra and lies fettered, the great entity can continue his journey in peace. So the 11th Division of the Tuat, I don't know why he ordered this third volume the way he did, but 2, the 11th Division of the Tuat, 2, Kingdom of Tamu Kthbre Ra, according to the Book of Gates. The gate which leads into the 11th Division or hour is called Shatat Basu. Is it Shepherd's Crook? Perhaps. And the name of the monster serpent which guards it is Yim Natuth. Mummified forms guard the corridor between the walls of the outworks, but the place of the company of the entities who usually stand outside is occupied by 2 scepters or standards, one of which reads Sar, i.e. Osiris, and the other Haru, i.e. Horus. The entity Yafu Ra enters this division in the form which he has hitherto appeared, and he is towed by 4 entities who belong to it. We see, however, that Apep has not been wholly removed from the path of the entity. The serpent lies here. See Volume 2, page 287, in fetters, and a company of the serpents of Yafu Ra who live in this division stand ready to attack him with knives which they hold in their hands. Their scepters betoken their position as chiefs in the division. Next come 4 apes, each holding a large hand, and these stand, according to the text, 2 on the right and 2 on the left of the abode of the entity, and they hold up the disc of the entity and sing praise to his soul when it looks upon them. In front of these are the demoness Yementet and Harit, and the entity Sebekti, maybe, who preside over the entrance into the vestibule of the world of light. On the right of the path of the boat of Yafu Ra are the demons and demonesses of the south and north, who establish crowns on the head of Ra when he appears in the sky. Demons who give names to Ra and all his forms. Demons and demonesses who lament when Ra has gone out from Yemt, and who drive away Set. And entities with bowed heads who sing praises to Ra and keep guard over the hidden door. The souls of these entities follow after Ra and accompany him on his way, but the bodies stay always where we see them. The guardian is, see Volume 2, page 296 through 299, Denti called Yette, who has the head of a cat or lion. You know, you see that as opposed to the light beings, the unfallen angels, the Malaika, the Devas, the Ahuras, Madriaks, whatever you want to call them, this unfallen host arranges neatly into hierarchy because they don't have a choice. They got to obey God, right? Or Jerwa, as the Egyptians would say. But the others, you know, they've rebelled and formed their own orders and stuff. So it would make sense that Ra and Set and Yusur and other ones would, you know, form their own legions, which may not agree. On the left of the path of the boat of Yafu Ra, you know, Yafu Ra as the sun entity would be what you're trying to embody, is a company of his ministers who perform various important duties for him. 4 of them carry disc, and give the command to the gate of XIII, so that the entity may be allowed to pass through the gate, may be allowed to pass through and set himself in the sky. And the mention of XIII in the text which refers to these is interesting, for it shows that the 11th division of the Book of Gates represents a portion of the kingdom of the sun entity of Heliopolis. 4 other entities carry stars, and when Yifu-Ra passes out of the division and is received into the arms of Nu, the sky entity, they shout hymns of praise. Before these are 12 entities with scepters, 4 having human heads, 4 the heads of rams, and 4 the heads of hawks. So what does this have to say about the divisions of one's self, or divisions of the year and other such 12 divided by 3s? The first 4 are the so-called lords of the region and establish the domains of Ra in the sky. The second 4 provide offerings of bread and water for the entity, and the third 4 set the shrine of Ra in the Matat Suktat boat, and place in it the paddles whereby it is paddled across the sky. And place in it the paddles whereby it is to be paddled across the sky. The 8 star entities, the 8 star demonesses who sit upon Uriah, the serpent from the middle of the forehead thing, belong to the abode of the great entity, 4 coming from the east and 4 from the west. They invoke the spirits of the east and join with them in singing hymns to the entity and praising him after he has appeared in the sky. At the end of the whole company stands an entity with the head of a crocodile, see Volume 2, page 290 to 293, and the hymns of praise, the arms of Nu, Job 38:7, when the morning stars sing together and all the sons of God shouted for joy, same sort of thing going on. The kingdom of Tamu Kthbre Ra differs from other duats, and from the fact that according to the Book of Gates, it contains no place specially set apart for the punishment of the enemies of Yasir and Ra, and of the damned. The pictures which illustrate it supply us with representations of the enemies of the sun entity, and of the beings who vanquish them, and secure his triumphant progress. Having arrived at the end of the 11th division of the boat comes the end of the 4th duat. Yifu-Ra has effected his transformation as Kthbre, and is now to appear in the sky of this world as Ra. How he effects this we shall see from the next division. And the 4 duats are the kingdoms of Kente, Yemente, Yasir, Skur, Yasir of Mendes and Busiris, and Tamu Kthbre Ra. And the 12th division of the duats is the next in the sequence, and I don't know if I'm going to get to that right now, but Sharma, peace be upon you.